The one piece of this that that's been seeded by Donald Trump dozens of times already through the tariffs is, the elimination of the IRS, right? So how do we get there? And what we've said is, there has to be some kind of dialogue first. We would have to see some kind of discussions about the Fed, some kind of exposure, some kind of conversation or trigger that's going to lead people to participate. And I'm starting to see, at least it looks to me like they're trying to push that online beginning today. So let me first start with, let me go over here to X, and I'll just show you what I mean. So, of course, we start out, and this actually made into the headlines too. Of course, our good friend Marjorie Taylor Greene. And there is her early morning post. Almost every Trump voter I see on X is so fed up that they are planning a 2026 tax revolt. And rightfully so. It's because Americans work their asses off, barely make ends meet, and the government consistently gives their hard-earned tax dollars to foreign countries, foreign wars, and foreigners the U.S. government has brought and allowed into America, and nothing is given to Americans. We have nearly $40 trillion in debt, unaffordable healthcare, unaffordable housing. The dollar loses value every day. Meanwhile, the government, no matter which party is in charge, screws over Americans. What will it take to put the American people first? And then right after that, last night, you had Marjorie Taylor Greene amplifying Savannah Hernandez. By the way, Savannah Hernandez was another one of the journalists that was at that citizen journalist event at Mar-a-Lago, where we were sitting with Nick Shirley, working for James O'Keefe. But she garnered 2.4 million views yesterday by saying, F it, I'm not paying taxes this year. And then when the IRS comes after me, I'll blow that up into a huge national story about how the government will destroy your life over a couple of thousands of dollars. Meanwhile, the Pentagon just failed their 8th straight audit in a row. Somalis literally come to the U.S. just to defraud us out of billions, and illegals are prioritized for Section 8 housing and welfare programs over Americans. I'm not paying for it anymore. And like I said, there is Marjorie Taylor Greene amplifying that a few hours later. This is how angry Americans are, and rightfully so, with nearly $40 trillion in debt and Social Security becoming insolvent in 2033. Now imagine if the millions of Americans did this. So now you have one of the most visible people out there, and she's not the only one calling for a tax revolt. And she's not the only one. Keep going. Folks like Ryan Madda, another big account. If the IRS wants our taxes, they should go audit the federal government and pay themselves, because I'm sick and tired of working my ass off so these crooks can steal my money. Marjorie Taylor Greene, again, Trump spent the weekend with Zelensky and Netanyahu. Pentagon fails their audit again. Meanwhile, Americans are planning a tax revolt because they don't know what else to do to get their elected officials to stop their money from being given to thieves, foreigners, and foreign wars. And there is again, another video, and I'm going to play that clip of this gentleman in a minute. New Americans are deciding not to pay taxes anymore due to the exposure of massive welfare fraud and government corruption. Will you still pay taxes? Let me play the video that's associated with that post right now. I have to apologize. I believe there is some language in this one, but again, it's important.
Making my coffee. Meanwhile, Somalians are stealing $8 billion from the government. Meanwhile, the Pentagon just lost $2.5 trillion, and I have no idea where it went. Ilhan Omar's had a Congress seat after committing marriage fraud and immigration fraud, tax fraud, money laundering, sending money to terrorist organizations in Somalia. And she's living high on the hog, chilling. $40 million net worth with $174,000 salary. Isn't that great, American citizens? And what is our president doing about it? Complaining about her ass on Twitter. Instead of raiding her house and freezing her bank accounts or deporting her, signing a executive order to get these people cooked. Nah, what's his useless ass doing? Bragging about how great it is to live for the middle class. No, it's not, nigga. I'm still poor. My life hasn't changed at all. What do you mean? The economy's doing amazing. America's more respected than ever. You're gaslighting us. America's more respected than ever? Oh, really? When you have a bunch of third world retards that are going to Minnesota just to steal from the government? Oh, but the country's respected? I don't respect you right now. I don't. Why has Tim Walz not been arrested already? Why? Why has he not been detained? Why have you not even made a statement about this? You're not stupid, Trump. You're not. You're not stupid, JD Vance. Why has it been crickets for the last 2 days on Twitter? You ain't got nothing to say now. Now the people are demanding action. You don't have nothing to say now. So yeah, good morning, America. Good morning. I hope you have a great Monday. Go to work. Go be a slave. Go get stolen from. Go fund terrorism. Go fund illegal aliens to go live off of your back. Have a great time today. Have an amazing Monday being a slave in your own country, actively getting replaced, and our elected officials are doing absolutely nothing about it. Isn't that great? Isn't that just amazing? I'm so happy. Stop paying taxes. Never pay taxes again. Go tax exempt on all of your forms. If you're an independent contractor, don't even bother. Don't even bother with it. What are they gonna do? They can't even find $2.5 trillion from the Pentagon. Oh, it's almost like they're all stealing it. Maybe that's what it is. Stop paying taxes. F the government. They're not going to save us, and we're not going to vote our way out of this one. We have to rebel in a big way. In a big way. Look at Mexico. Look at Nepal. That's all I'm going to say.
Kind of hard to disagree with him, right? Now, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are going to get upset that he's sitting there slamming Trump, but that's the design. We played the clip yesterday of another similar viral video, and this is that concept that we've been highlighting of manufacturing outrage. So I don't judge the guy for slamming Trump because I think Trump knows exactly that that's what's supposed to be happening right now. We constantly repeat that line that Rambo plays about the pause, where Donald Trump said, "It'll be easier to do those things that we have to because the people will be with us." Well, this is now we're hitting this point right as we roll into 2026, finally, where you have people screaming for justice, and now today you're seeing the beginnings of a tax revolt. Again, I could do an entire show on this. We're going to be bringing Mike in, so we'll certainly touch on more of this later in the week, probably Saturday on D Class, and we'll see how this plays out. But this is everywhere. It's everywhere today. Can keep going. Elon Musk. We discussed this yesterday. We said, you're seeing the state level stuff right now. I don't think we're even close to being done with the federal level. And here it is at this Elon Musk at this point, 72 million views already. This is going back, but he reposted this. At this point, I am 100% certain that the magnitude of fraud in federal entitlements, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, welfare, disability, exceeds the combined sum of every private scam you've ever heard by far. It's not even close. Now, again, this is going back to February, but this was being recirculated again today, kind of as a reminder. And there's that story going back a couple of weeks that really didn't even make a lot of headlines, that, of course, the Pentagon failed its financial audit for the 8th year in a row. So all this stuff hitting at the same time. More of this. Terrence K. Williams, big MAGA influencer, big conservative comedian. This is sickening. I can feel a knife in my back, feel bamboozled and betrayed. Stop taxing us. Millions and billions of our tax dollars are being handed out to immigrants to open up rundown gas stations, laundromats, restaurants, and convenience stores like candy. Meanwhile, my American food company, CousinTeas.com, can't get a grant or a small business association loan. Hardworking mom and pop businesses are shutting down every day because they can't get help, can't get approved, can't get a fair shot. Many entrepreneurs who were born here can't get approved for $1,000, but a Somalian can get millions to open a fake daycare. And he's right. I know many of you in this community are small business owners. I was. I got absolutely crushed by COVID, as I know many of you did. I didn't get anything back. I was fortunate to not go completely bankrupt, but damn near close to it. And I certainly know of the, what is it, 29, 30% of small businesses that were destroyed during COVID. Imagine those people. And I know people personally that have ended up in divorce, um, in bankruptcy, and unfortunately, in some cases, in suicide, over losing their life's work during COVID-19 because of a scamdemic, because of lockdowns, because of restrictions, because of vaccine passports. You know, they've been pushing the buttons of this situation for a long time, and now it does appear, to me, like it's finally coming to a head. And I think we're going to see more. Um, just a couple more. Americans are reaching a breaking point. Fraud fatigue is now a very real thing. People are not only questioning the system, but are completely done with the system and considering not even paying taxes. Why should we? It only gets sent to Somali pirates and fraudsters and wasted by the people who are selected to represent us. Is this the turning point? Very, very interesting. Another, again, million impressions on this one. The liberal tier creator. I'm done paying taxes. This is bananas. Um, and on and on and on. Like I said, guys, I could do an entire show on this, but this is, in fact, there was one in particular I didn't pull, but there was somebody that essentially referred to this moment in time as the 2025 Boston Tea Party. Obviously, all of you know that that was I believe, over what, a 2% tax on tea. I believe we're starting to get to that point. And the reason I'm highlighting all this is because it's not, again, I don't believe, I know a lot of people feel this way, but when I start seeing it forced into the information space like this, again, it's telling me that there's a design there. Again, let's take a listen to Benny Johnson, another person that I would highlight as, possibly likely being used for messaging. Let's take a listen to what he had to say today.
Learned the last couple of days as American taxpayers that you and I, who were born in this country, whose parents and grandparents built this country, fought in our wars, created our economy, we get to work our entire lives, our finger to the bone, break our backs, pay taxes. 50% of our income goes directly to the government. Then we're taxed on everything that we spend, property taxes, and so on. So many taxes, you're ending up paying tens of thousands of dollars of taxes per year. That's millions of dollars of taxes for your life, many millions. And at the end of it, when you're all said and done, all those taxes go to the Quality Leering Center here, a Somali-run fraudulent business that has collected $8 million in federal handouts for a fake Somali business run by people who hate you. People that should not be in this country, people that don't want to be American, they don't speak English. They're just here to literally commit fraud and to steal your entire life's work. Everything that you've committed to the Treasury, everything that you have paid in taxes, everything that's been taken and stolen from your family, your opportunity, your capacity to invest, all of it was funneled to the Quality Leering Center. They don't even have the dignity and respect to spell learning correctly. All of it went to this. How does that make you feel as a taxpayer? How does that make you feel? I'm pissed off. This is a black pill. This makes you think that the system is so rigged and so broken and that we're suckers for being part of it. This is the biggest problem for the Trump administration right now. This is an existential crisis. How can you have a government built on lies and fraud? And how can you have people continue to think that that government works for them? It's not going to go on forever. Action needs to be taken right now against the Quality Leering Center to ensure and to promise Americans that our life's work of paying into the system won't be stolen by some Somali who hates us. That's the question. That's the question. What's the answer? Let me know in the comment section.
Another guy that video is going to get to 10, 20 million people. And he's another one that, as we've highlighted before, participates very often in these coordinated messaging campaigns, these coordinated narratives. And so here we are, as we are about to literally tonight turn the clock and the calendar over to 2026. And as I mentioned yesterday, I know one of the top questions we always get is how and when and what methodology are we going to use to be able to roll over this system and to get out from the central bank and the Federal Reserve. And again, while I don't want to put any timing onto it, seeing this is interesting because it certainly appears to me that there is a non-organic messaging being put out right now that is encouraging people to stop paying taxes. And let's see how this all plays out. But it wouldn't shock me if this fraud narrative continues to grow, continues to get more outrageous. And then, of course, what's the other piece of the manufactured outrage that we've been highlighting? The lack of justice. We were talking about this on D-Class yesterday, and I know it's very frustrating to many, even within our movement.